Good morning, BHS, and welcome to this year's first edition of Barrington Sports Desk. I'm your host, Sahil Mittal. Today on the show, we'll recap how our spring sports finished up their seasons as we headed into summer break, as well as look ahead to some upcoming events for our fall sports. It's August 26th, and you're watching Barrington Sports Desk. First up on the show is girls soccer. The Phillies took on St. Charles East at home in the Super Sectional Championship. The team blanked the Saints 3-0 to earn a trip to the state finals. At the state semifinals, the team defeated Evanston to move into the championship game against the Mateo Valley Mustangs. The Phillies lost that closely contested matchup off of penalty kicks by the Mustangs, giving them a second-place state finish. Next up is boys tennis. The Broncos capped off their undefeated regular season with a conference and sectional championship, qualifying both of their singles players and both of their doubles teams for the state tournament. At state, now senior Devin Kars had an amazing run to the semifinals, placing fourth individually. Led by his strong performance, the team placed third overall, which is the second highest finish in program history and the team's first state trophy in over 20 years. Moving on to boys volleyball, the MSL champion Broncos faced Glenbard West in the sectional championship, where they fell in a closely contested match 25-22, 13-25, 18-25. Boys baseball also finished up their season as we headed into the summer, falling to Mundelein in the sectional semifinal game. Finally, last year's girls softball team won their 16th MSL title and their 20th regional title in a row before coming back to beat Huntley 9-7 in the sectional championship game. Next, they shut out Warren in the super sectional game to qualify for state, where they ended up placing fourth overall. Now let's take a look at this year's athletics. Boys soccer and football had their annual red-white scrimmages last week to prep for their upcoming seasons. Soccer has an away game tonight at Hinsdale Central at 7 p.m. and will play their home opener next week on Monday. Bronco football is kicking off their season tonight at Warren in a rematch of last season's first game loss. Make sure to head out to Warren tonight to cheer on the Broncos. The team will play at Prospect next Friday before taking on Maine South on September 9th in their first home game. In other upcoming matchups, boys golf has a quad at Mundelein tomorrow at 1 p.m. and girls tennis is playing in the New Trier tournament later today and tomorrow. That about wraps it up for this week's edition of Barrington Sports Desk. I'm Sahil Mittal, sending it back over to Jake and Sydney. I'll see you next week, BHS.